My name is Brian Hope with Central Life Sciences. As you know, show season is just getting cranked up, and so is the fly season. And if you're tired of spraying and using traditional adulticide methods to control flies around your show livestock, there is now a labor-free, economically friendly option that stops flies where they start. Purina Animal Nutrition has launched a new product in their high-octane show supplements lineup with ClariFly feed-through fly control. ClariFly is proven to reduce flies by over 96%, greatly reducing the need to use additional fly control products. The high-octane show supplement with ClariFly is cleared for use on all ages of lactating or non-lactating bovine, swine, sheep, and goats. Listen to my friend Clay Elliott and his experience using ClariFly with his ewes and lambs.
I am here in our barn in Calumet, Oklahoma. I was asked to visit with you folks by Brian Hupp and Central Life Sciences about a little of what we do around here. And I guess what I wanted to start off by telling you is we're here in the show barn, and we've got about 12 head of market lambs here in this building that are being fed for my children for the Oklahoma Youth Expo the middle part of March. And I'm also a technical consultant for Purina Animal Nutrition for the sheep and goat business, and worked some with Dr. Burgoon on the show side. Many years ago, our only viable option for our facility was a fly spray system. And so what we had done is built 55-gallon drums. We had put spray nozzles and hosing throughout all of our buildings, and that was what we used. It was on a timer. Those things would go off about once an hour, and it worked okay. It was better than nothing, and it worked okay. But I tell you what, it was costing us roughly $1,100 a month to keep those barrels full and to keep that thing running. So started, say, fly control March or early April here in Oklahoma. Run that through October. That's roughly 7 months at $1,100 a month. Quick math tells me $7,700 is quite a little, and it was painful for us to write that check every month to our people that were working on fly control. But we were fortunate enough to be part of the trial process for the ClariFly, not only the supplement but also the mineral. And we used that here in the trial process, and in order for us to figure out if it was going to work or not, we shut our fly control system completely off. And the results that we got just from the trial alone was significant. We honestly had fewer flies than we'd ever had before. And so we thought, man, we're really onto something. This is awesome. And so once it became a Purina product, and we put it into some of our feeds, our mineral, and we built a high octane supplement out of it, that was useful to me, because when we were running roughly 400 head of ewes, the mineral slowed the flies down in our building up top. But down here, this was very, very critical, because inside this building it would get hot. It was a great place for flies to actually be born in the bedding and stuff, and we had a significant problem. But when I used the high octane supplement, and we use that constantly now on the show lambs, the reduction in flies was huge. But what we also found was the reduction in cost for our fly control was the most important thing for us. Not only did we get better control, but we were roughly running from $1,100 a month on the fly spray system to about $200 a month for all of our facilities. So difference of $7,700 versus $2,400, it's pretty easy to do the math and realize that it wasn't just a little savings, it was significant. In this building here where the show animals are, all we do is feed them the high octane ClariFly. That's all we use for fly control. Now, we may, if we get into a jam, we get a wet spell or something, and we've just got extra mess, we may spray their legs with something on occasion, but the major control we have in this facility and all of our buildings is ClariFly. As I said, our main go-to in the show barn is the high-octane ClariFly supplement, and that is created into a pelleted product. It's very palatable. The sheep have no problem eating it, and it works extremely well. From the brood ewe side of things, why we have that put into one of our minerals, it's a meal mineral, and not only do we see very, very distinct differences in fly control from what we used to do versus now, but our customers that are already on that product, and they were telling me within almost as quick as 14 days in some cases, they were seeing a difference in fly reduction. And so that's phenomenal. What I also did is I mixed that ClariFly into just a custom ration, a custom ewe ration here at the house. It was a pelleted ration. It was basically a 15%. And we fed it to not only all of the ewes, but actually we use that as our starter creek feed as well. So the baby lambs were on it. And really, our late-born lambs are born in April here. And that's a tough time. Our Januaries, Februaries, Marches, we have no problem with flies per se, but man, our Aprils, they would get eat up with it. And flies would be on them. We would do their tails, dock their scrotums and things like that. And we would always have fly strike. And by reducing that with the ClariFly in those baby lambs, and then with what the ewes were doing, we reduced that, or we hardly had any problems whatsoever. We didn't have to deal with any fly strike a year ago and their tails. And if you've dealt with that, if you producers have dealt with that, that's an awful, awful scenario. So those are the products that we use here. We're obviously always looking at trying to grow that particular market. And of course, we're talking about goat mineral. We're talking about putting it in wind to rain mineral now. So options are coming for you. But right now, those are the three we've got, and it works very well here. A year ago, with the COVID-19 pandemic, we saw a push for some of our customers who were wanting to go more of a commodity blend and use a balancer to help with those rations. And so we instantly put the ClariFly into the balancer ration, the balancer concentrate, I should say, for those folks that were doing their own mixing, and they had that opportunity. They had that opportunity as well. So yeah, great point, and it's available.